On the VGCC 5 series design, the bake electrode protrudes forward and where the wire connection from the DSI module is attached. With the wire attached, we were left with an open gap of approximately 1/8 of an inch where we could have a discharge point at the oven frame instead of the electrode tip. An insulation boot was created to address this problem. Unplug the wiring connection to the electrode lead and insert the insulation boot over the wire and wire insulated sleeve. Pull the spade terminal through the boot and then reconnect the terminal to the igniter. Push boot over the electrode as shown. Next, a proper ground connection is also required. Sometimes a self-tapping screw was used instead of a machine screw to attach the electrode to the burner frame. Remove the self-tapping screw and install a machine screw. With the machine screw installed, we have a much tighter connection and would have a positive ground. The gap between the electrode and the burner is also important. Here we see it's 1/4 of an inch. We need to reduce it down to 1/8, so using a pair of channel locks, bend the bracket as shown and reduce the distance to 1/8 of an inch as shown here. Next, remove the bake burner and check the air shutter gap. As you can see here, we are reducing the gap down to 1/4 of an inch for natural gas, and 5/16 of an inch would be required for LP. When the proper adjustment has been made, take a 5/16 nut driver as shown here and tighten the connection. Bring the burner back into the base of the unit and install. Secure the burner in place with the 2 screws. Then we're going to take the electrode wire and reattach as shown earlier with the boot. Reinstall the oven floor. And finally, reinstall your toe kick. To check the DSI operation, open the door and look closely into the lower right corner of the bullnose. You should see a red flash every 4 seconds. This indicates normal operation. No flash indicates defective module or no power to the module. If after 5 attempts to light the burner you see 3 flashes rapidly, this means that the DSI is in a lockout condition. Further investigation is required. To access the DSI module, remove all the burner knobs and the burner bezels. Next, remove the screws that hold the bullnose in place. Place a protective surface on top of the range and remove the bullnose to place up on top. Remove the Phillips head screws that hold the base in place. Now pull the plate forward that is holding the DSI module. Unplug the Molex disconnect plug from the DSI module. In the Molex plug, we have several wires. First, the very extreme left, you see the black wire, which is power. The opposite here is white for neutral, so that would be 120 volts between the two, 24/7. The purple wire is 120 volt output from the thermostat, as well as the blue wire is a 120 volts output from the thermostat. The white-black is your common, and the brown is for the bake, and yellow is for the broil for the solenoid valves. Your output of your DSA module, there are two channels, channel 1 and channel 2. Channel 1 is the bake, and there is the lead leading off to the bake electrode, and it's also marked number 1. Number 2 would be for the broil, and you can see the output here, and it's also labeled number 2 for the broil.